The stock market is for the rich.
You need big capital to profit. Kailangan dito marami kang pera. Investing is just for the privileged.
For the longest time, Filipinos have been believing that money and investing are only for the rich and the elite. Kaya naman maraming Pilipino ang natatakot mag-invest. Hindi daw ito para sa kanila, pwede silang ma-scam o di kaya wala silang pangkapital. That's why it's only been in 2018 that the Philippines has reached only 1 million Filipino investors in the stock market. That's only 1% of our total population. But what if at least 10 million Filipinos reach their first million and beyond? What will happen to the Filipino families? Are we still gonna be stuck as a third world country? This is the goal of Investa's 3 founders, JC Bisnar, Erwin Tin, and JM Lapina. 3 young traders in their 20s reaching for the moonshot goal of making at least 10 million Filipinos become rich. JC, JM, and Erwin started Investa way back in 2015. They started from the ground up without any offices, any employees, just the 3 of them with a big heart to help the Filipino people.
Yes, before sa coffee shops kami, minsan sa hotel lobbies, as long as may internet ka, you can work the whole day. Back then, yung division naman ng work, marketing, HR, tech, finance, kami rin lahat.
Until startup accelerators noticed their hard work and believed in them and gave them a launchpad to reach millions of Filipinos, and they started developing more and more tools. The Investa team started growing rapidly. Innovation after innovation, services and tools that paved the way for Filipinos' investing journey. Investa is relentless in teaching our kababayans about investing. Biggest investment festivals were made. The grandest trading competitions were held. And indeed, Investa has opened the Philippine stock market to everyone. Yes, everyone. Mga ka-Investa, we have been here for more than 5 years and the team has been through so many struggles and challenges, but we were able to conquer them and achieve a lot. But we are not yet done. Investa is still growing and is here to stay. Still with the heart that fueled us since day one to help 10 million Filipinos achieve financial freedom. So that you can enjoy your life, so that you can pursue the things that you really want to do, so that you can give back to yourself for your hard work, for your family, and for your community. Ka-Investa, maraming salamat sa inyong patuloy na pagsuporta. Hindi namin magagawa ang lahat ng ito kung wala kayo. Para sa inyo ang lahat ng pagod, lahat ng paghihirap, lahat ng tagumpay para sa mga mahal naming ka-Investa.
Oh, hey, I was just deciding what to wear to my auditions mamaya. You know, they say clothes make the characters. Different personalities, different outfits. Actually, it's like picking the right investment. In this case, mutual funds. There are many different types of mutual funds, but how do you know which one is best for you? It all depends on the kind of investor you are. But for the most part, there are 3 major kinds of funds: bond funds, balance funds, and equity funds. Whether you're a conservative, moderate, or aggressive investor, and they all depend on what we call your investment personality. A bond fund is best if you are a conservative investor. This means that your money stays mostly stable, but your returns are relatively lower. This makes bond funds great for medium-term investments of, say, 3 to 5 years. But an equity fund is best if you're an aggressive investor, and its value tend to go up or down in the short term. It also gives the highest potential returns. It's best for investors who want to grow their money over a longer period of time. A balanced fund is a mix of the two, so you get the best of both worlds. It's best for investors looking to grow their money with moderate risk over the medium to long term. Having different kinds of investments helps manage risk. This is what we call diversification. That's why you should diversify your investments, just like how you diversify your wardrobe. But again, it's really up to you and the kind of investment personality you have. Remember, when it comes to growing your money, make it mutual. Invest with SunLife Asset Management.
We have one ultimate goal: enable 10 million Filipinos to invest. 6 years later, our impact on the investing community is undeniable. Filipinos are now equipped with free and accessible financial literacy content and user-friendly trading tools. Although Investa's journey has not been kind, we will never quit nor falter. We are just beginning. It's finally here. The new Investa app, the latest investing platform that will enable Filipinos to invest easily and affordably. Sa halagang 100 pesos, kaya mo nang mag-invest sa top-performing funds locally and globally. Pre-sign-up for early access is now open. You can be the first few to experience the newest Investa app. Take your first step towards becoming an investor. Tuparin natin ang pangarap mo. Ito ang simula. Will you be a part of it?
If you're anything like me, you love to travel. But travel takes a lot of planning. At madalas, a lot of money. But so does anything worth having in life, diba? So here's a secret that helps me with my life, especially my finances. Mutual funds. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Mutual funds are scary, complicated, but that's what I used to think. But I learned that they're actually pretty simple. I'll show you. A mutual fund pools the money of different people or investors. That's why it's called a mutual fund, which means together. Together, mutual fund investors put their money in different securities depending on the kind of fund. Think of it like traveling with your barkada. You share the highs and lows of the trip, and you share the risks and the potential rewards. You don't figure out your travel plans alone. Sometimes you get a travel agency to help you out. Mutual funds are the same way. They're managed by professional fund managers who make sure your money grows over time. Just like how travel agencies handle messy travel details so you don't have to. All mutual funds have the same thing in common. They're all designed to grow your investment. Most mutual funds are designed for the long haul. That's because the value of mutual funds goes up or down depending on where the funds are invested in. But you'll earn more from your mutual fund investments than leaving it in your bank account. This makes mutual funds great for that trip to Europe you have always wanted to take, or that car you've always wanted to buy, or that house you've been dreaming of. Remember, the earlier you invest, the faster your money will grow. But you have to plan for it, just like traveling. Start investing today. I bet you have a lot more questions, but don't worry, this is just the start of our trip together. Remember, when it comes to growing your money, make it mutual. Invest with SunLife Asset Management.
Alright, what's up mga ka-investa? Good afternoon to everyone who is here along with us in the stream. So, kumusta naman kayo? Welcome to a very special Investa webinar series that we call The Feeling is Mutual, no? So, our goal here, guys, is to educate everyone, no, about one of the most trusted and reliable investment vehicles we have here in the Philippines, no? So, guys, I am Renzo and I will be your host for today. No? So mga ka-investa, no, for years we have been together through the ups and downs of the market, through personal financial issues that we face in our lives, no. And this is a very special event that we prepared for everyone here, no, whatever career you may have, whatever life you would like to have, no. Our goal here is to give you a glimpse into an opportunity that will help you reach your goals, no. So ayoko nang patagalin because today we will be joined by our very special CEO, no, JC Bisnar, and he will be speaking about the mission, our partners, and bakit nga ba? Why should we care about mutual funds? No, we also invited a very special guest, Miss Lovely Charmaine Gomez, or at Miss Invest on TikTok, who is also a multi-awarded financial advisor and founder of the Investarians Philippines community. And she is here to give us a bit of context, no, into her journey as an investor. So sana excited kayo lahat. And of course, for the main part of this gathering, we will be having on the stream the president of SunLife Asset Management Company Incorporated, Mr. Gerald Bautista, along with Miss Angeline Cruz, who is the Slamsy Banks and Alternative Distribution Channel Manager, to give us a glimpse into how these funds work, who are the people, who are the organizations behind these investment opportunities. No? So I hope everyone here is excited. Welcome to the stream. No? So ayoko nang patagalin. Without further ado, I'd like to call on Mr. JC Bisnar, the Investa CEO, here on the stream. So kumusta, Sir JC? Alam ko
Hi,
miss ka na
Renzo.
ng ating mga ka-investa. Kumusta, sir?
Hello, Renzo. Thank you for that warm introduction. Hello, mga ka-investa. Thank you for making the time here. And today, this is a monumental event for our whole community. No? For the past few years, Investa has been your partner sa education, analytics, and tools. And this time around, it's gonna be different. Mas malalim na yung partnership namin. Mas matutulungan na namin kayo sa next step ng inyong journey. So, pag-uusapan natin to kung paano ba makakatulong ang bagong Investa app sa investments nyo in the future, in the near future.
Alright, so wag na nating patagalin. I'd like to give the floor to you, Boss JC. So let's highlight Sir JC on the stream.
All right.
Alright.
I'll just share my screen. Okay. Kita ba yung slide? Kita yung ko?
Yes, sir. Alright.
Kita yung presentation ko?
Yes, we
Hello?
can see it, Sir JC.
Okay, all right. So, hello everyone. So, let's just go back to Investa's journey, no? Para sa mga hindi pa nakakilala masyado sa Investa or sa mga users ng Investa na hindi pa parang gusto balikan, ba't nga ba namin sinimulan ito? So, first of all, back in 2015-16, kaming three founders, sinimulan namin to kasi nakita namin na less than 1% lang ng Pilipino yung nag-i-invest. And up to now, we've seen some progress, yet malayo pa rin. So we're around 1 to 1.3% of the population. So around 1.3 M yung Pilipinong nag-i-invest. Pero ang layo pa niyan kumpara sa ibang Asian countries and developed markets. Ang pangarap talaga namin sa Investa, yung pinaniniwalaan namin is yung mga Pilipino, hardworking yan. Diba? Masisipag tayo. Marami sa atin nag-hard labor, mga double-double pa na trabaho. Pero the opportunities aren't provided everywhere. Lalo na nung mga past 5 to 10 years, education wasn't that accessible to Filipinos. Most investment platforms or investment products were very complex or kailangan ng mataas na kapital. And these are some of the things na pinangarap naming sagutin nung nagsisimula pa lang kami sa Investa. And syempre step by step yan. No? So we started Investa na okay, let's start with educating and guiding Filipinos in their investing and trading decisions. So this is the reason why we built a social network, a community where we can help one another. And then the tools, the charts, the screeners that can make the stock market easier for you. So yun yung sinasabi ng karamihan na dati ang hirap ng stock market, tas ngayon na naging basic na, naging easy na. And then we've created events, competitions, wherein we can gather together and hone our skills further. And then we've launched the Investa University. It's the free stock market and investment university na nakapagtulong sa more than 100,000 of Filipinos. So marami nagpapasalamat sa amin dito. It's basically a very comprehensive, more than 20 to 30 hours of lessons, naka-jam-pack na, and libre lang siya. From basics up to the more advanced concepts of the stock market and investing. So pwede nyo check yan. Ngayon, with all of these, what have we achieved? So let's just take a look back. So we made an impact to the lives of more than 1 million Filipino Investa users. And we've become the biggest stock market platform na non-brokerage for now. Diba? So, malaki-laki na rin. Nakaabot tayo ng 1 million, but it's not so fast. It's not so hyper-paced. Diba? Kasi may 99 million pang Pilipino. Hindi pa tapos ang mission. Yung pangarap namin, the realistic long-term goal is to reach 10 million Filipinos to be able to invest or to hone their skills para mapayaman yung sarili nila. So yun yung pangarap namin na at sana at least 10% ng populasyon natin yung kaya na alagaan yung sarili nilang kapakanan pagdating sa financial na matters. So yun yung pangarap. So nasa 10% pa lang, nasa 1 million pa lang tayo ng goal. So this is the reason why we've established our first investing platform. So eto na, from the past na naggagabay lang kami, eto na talaga, kasama nyo na kami sa investing journey nyo. So this is the new Investa app. This is the investing platform for every Filipino. So what do I mean by that? Karamihan ng Pilipino, busy talaga tayo sa passions natin, sa trabaho natin, sa pamilya natin. Not everyone was made to be an active stock trader, right? Onti lang yung makaka-all-in sa oras nila, makaka-full dedication, makaka-handle ng volatility ng markets. And this is why the first step that we did is to create an easy-to-access mutual fund platform wherein we partnered with the best fund managers para we could easily reach out to Filipinos. Kahit anong trabaho, kahit anong estado mo sa buhay, kahit anong budget mo, ito yung app para sa'yo. Ngayon, ano ba yung mutual fund? So basically, napanood nyo na sa video kanina, ito yung mga financial institutions, may fund sila. So pinupool yung pera ng iba-ibang investors and may mga professional analysts and fund manager na naggagawa ng mga mga analysis and research analysis and investment decisions para sa inyo. So basically, ibibigay mo na lang yung 1,000 mo, yung 10,000 mo, tapos sila na bahala magpalago nito. So may mga iba-ibang klase ng funds sa kada investor, and ang kinaganda nito, hindi mo na siya kailangan bantayan. So perfect talaga siya sa mga tao na busy. Ito yung realistic na investment para sa akin. So now, let's take a look at some of the features and highlights of the upcoming Investa app. So right now, we're in closed beta testing. So dinidistribute na namin yung app and tinetest natin para siguradong swabe yung operations nito. And in the next few weeks and months, we're gonna openly distribute it to the public. So let's take it step by step. But here are some of the highlight features. So first is, you're gonna be able to choose from more than 20 funds. So ito, very comprehensive from local, global funds, iba-ibang providers, makikita nyo dito. And we're gonna provide you with the right tracking and tools para ma-assess nyo ano ba yung mutual fund na para sa inyo. And then dito, you're gonna be able to see which ones are the top performing funds. So may mga analytics na tayo and filters dito. Depende kung anong hanap nyo. For example, you wanna see the top funds na matataas yung returns, you could easily see that in our app. You want to see the top funds that had returns pero yung risk nila maganda rin, yung risk controls nila maganda rin. You can also take a look at that. And then we also categorize the funds para sa inyo, para kung conservative investor ka, bibigay namin sa inyo. Ito yung mga funds na bagay sa inyo, money market, ito yung mga conservative lang yung returns pero hindi sila bumababa halos. May mga ganun. Kung aggressive ka naman, meron rin yung mga high return pero potentially meron ding high risk. So may mga ganung funds. Kahit anong profile mo, mapapadali natin yung pagpili mo ng investments dito. And then you're gonna be able to track your performance, the whole portfolio, yung growth ng pera mo in a fun way. So in our app, makikita mo yan. So usually yung mutual funds, it's a long-term investment na tipong alternative sa savings. So kung yung savings mo, di mo alam saan paglalagyan, yung mga extra cash mo, pwede ka maglagay 1,000 or 5,000 or even more depending on your income monthly sa mutual funds. And then you're gonna be able to track how your money is doing, how the funds and your investments is growing. So just to iterate, kaya namin pinag-isipan tong mutual funds kasi nga napakadali niya. Yung pangalan mutual funds baka komplikado, 'di ba? Parang mutual funds. Pero basically pooled fund lang 'yan na handled by professionals. Yun lang talaga 'yun. And ang kinaganda nito, handled by professionals, hindi mo na kailangan masyadong busisiin yung mga day-to-day galaw ng market, yung mga iba-ibang strategiya kasi sila na ang bahala para sa inyo. So again, perfect to sa regular na Pilipino na busy sa pamilya nila, sa trabaho nila, sa negosyo nila. So kumbaga, we're doing the investing for you. And then, affordable diversification. Since professional fund managers yung maghahawak ng pera mo, naka-model na yung investment portfolio nila. Sobrang balanse na yan. Tapos, pwede mo ring i-diversify yung sarili mo. Kung gusto mo, sa stocks ka mag-i-invest na funds. May mga funds na focus sa stocks, may mga funds na focus sa mga fixed income. Ito yung mga parang utang sa gobyerno at iba pang mga instruments na nagbibigay ng fixed returns. May mga ganun din. Meron ding funds na nakafocus sa global. So instantly, madali ka makakuha ng diversification. And then perfect for passive investing. So yun muna. We believe that this is the good starting point for everyone. Right now, the minimum is at 1,000 but we're working hard para maibaba natin yan. Para lalong mas maging affordable. Kasi naalala ko ako, nagsimula ako sa stock market, medyo mataas, parang 25,000. So yung mga ipon ko, isang go lang yun. Pero 'di ba, iba na yung panahon ngayon. A lot more Filipino investors can be activated if we just take some from our monthly salaries and savings. Investor ka na, makakasimula ka na. And that starting point is actually the most important point. So ayun, that's the summary of the discussion. Kahit sino ka, kahit anong estado mo sa buhay, the Investa app will help you in your investment journey. So meron tayo dito. Ito yung mga types of funds from conservative, mid-level risk, and then yung mga aggressive. So lahat ng risk profile nandito para sa inyo. And then we covered each fund. Nandyan yung mga information niya, yung mga statistics niya. So unlike other platforms, dito mas comprehensive yung impormasyon mo bago ka makagawa ng desisyon. And at the same time, we do it Investa style. Investing platform na hindi boring. That's our promise, di ba? Gusto namin pasayahin yung mundo ng investing. Kasi unang yapak namin dito, puro numero. Parang, naalala ko lang, unang kita ako sa stock market, sabi ko, ano ba tong pinasok ko? Parang puro math to, patay ako nito. Kasi hindi naman ako mathematical genius, di ako sobrang numbers person. Pero yun, tinatak namin yun. Alam namin na yung malaking layer of complication ang minsan sumasagabal sa mga Pilipino para mag-invest. And we're gonna do our best and keep doing our best para makonect yung mga Pilipino sa best investments without complication. So, ayun, that's my mutual fund presentation and that's the new Investa app that will soon be available to all of you. And I just like to say na this is just the beginning. Marami sa inyo nagko-comment sa social pages ng Investa, sa mga videos, etc. Boss, sana maging trading platform kayo. Boss, sana maging ganito kayo. Boss, etc. We appreciate your suggestions and your support. And as you know, our whole team is working so hard to make investments, trading easier for every Filipino. So this is just the starting point. Marami pa tayong aabutin together. And I'm sure if we put in the right dedication and focus, we can grow financially free So yung 1 million na naabot ng Investa, that's just a starting point. The mutual fund platform, this is just a starting point. So abangan nyo rin yung mga susunod, and we hope for your support in this first investment platform of ours. So thank you everyone for listening. Renz, naka-mute ka.
Alright, so thank you so much Sir JC, no. Sobrang inspiring, and again, no, thank you mga ka-investa sa suporta. Sobrang damang-dama namin yung suporta ng mga ka-investa natin. So, sir, just one question, and later on guys,
Yes.
no, stay tuned because we will have a question and answer portion with Sir JC along with SunLife. So, prepare your questions later. So, just one question that a lot of people are interested in. So, how can people choose the right fund for them, Sir JC?
Well, una sa lahat is knowing yourself. So may tamang profiling. So meron tayong digital profiling sa loob ng platform. Makikita mo kaagad ano yung perfect na profile para sa'yo. Tapos may suggestives na kaagad. So pag na-categorize ka na conservative, ang mga funds na isasuggest sa'yo, yung mga low risk, mga hindi masyado magalaw pero hindi rin masyado bababa. Tapos kung aggressive ka naman, yung mga mas bata, mas takam sa returns, ayun, may mga tamang funds rin para sa inyo.
Alright, maraming salamat for that. So, again, thank you Sir JC. Later on, we will be having Sir JC again with the contract signing, no, with SunLife. So, paalam muna Sir JC, and see you in a bit.
Alright, thanks Renzo.
Alright. Okay, thank you for that. And guys, no, ito na yung hinihintay natin. So sana excited kayo, hindi lang dito para sa mga susunod pang developments in the future. And thank you for all the support. So I'd like to move on with our program because we invited Miss Lovely Charmaine Gomez, or on TikTok you can find her, just simply search at Miss Invest, no? She is an influencer, no, in the personal finance scene. No, and she founded the community Investarian. So ayoko nang patagalin because very exciting yung i-share niya dito. Gusto kong marinig yung story niya kung paano siya nag-immerse dito sa personal finance world. So without further ado, I'd like to call on Miss Invest to the stream. All right.
Good afternoon,
Miss Invest.
Renzo. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. So yeah, thank you for having me today. Thank you din kay Sir JC. This is a very great opportunity to be able to be invited here sa Investa. Super happy ako, and I'm very excited for everyone.
Alright, we are very excited to hear you, and thank you for being here. Sobrang na-appreciate namin yung time mo, and of course, yung advocacy nyo, 'di ba? Para sa mga Pilipino, para i-educate kaming lahat. So, ayoko nang patagalin. Let's give the floor to Miss Invest, or Miss Lovely Charmaine Gomez.
Alam mo, Enzo, nakarelate ako doon sa sinabi ni Sir JC na kanina when he mentioned that most Filipinos find investing as overwhelming and complicated. And that's actually the reason bakit ako nag-start sharing my savings, my budgeting, my investing journey on TikTok and also on Facebook. Kasi Investa makes trading easy. You've made our lives easier. You've made trading and investments less complicated and accessible. Alam mo, I'm a firm believer of Investagrams kasi gumagamit ako ng platform. I actually used the virtual trade platform when I was starting out. And you have made Filipinos you empowered us. In-empower nyo kami. You gave us the platform where we can start our investing journey without risking any amount of money. And I'm very thankful for you for that. And the reason na I began also sharing my journey is because gusto kong ma-inspire yung mga fellow Filipinos natin. It's okay to start small. Okay lang to take baby steps. It's also okay kung beginner ka. It's okay kahit low budget ka. It's okay if you lack the time. It's okay if you don't have the patience, you don't have the resources, hindi ka patient to monitor your investments. because there are platforms like Investagrams which can help you to jumpstart your investment journey. So in this regard, I want to encourage more Filipinos to take action. Kasi right now that Investa is offering us mutual fund platform, mas naging accessible. It's easy na, it's already um, for us, mas madali na siyang intindihin because you have this platform on Facebook. Sobrang, you already have the website. And of course, on my case naman, a little backstory. Ayan. So a little backstory, I started earning way back in college. I was working as a virtual assistant for an American company. And this enabled me to somehow, nakakapag-save naman ako dati. And during that time, kahit na malaki-laki na yung nasisave ko, I noticed that every end of month, meron akong at least 5 pesos. 5 pesos na interest from my bank, which is right away na deduction na ng 20% withholding tax. And that's the time when I realized na, oh no, my bank was not earning me enough interest. No matter how hard I earn, if I place it somewhere where it's not earning me more ROI, dapat mag-explore na ako ng iba pang investment options. And that's when I started researching about other investment options, and meron akong 4 na tanong sa sarili ko. If I'm going to invest as a beginner, as walang alam, somebody who has no experience with investments at all, I have 4 questions for myself. Meron akong 4 na concern. Number 1, is this platform budget friendly? Can I start with low capital? Yun yung number 1 concern ko as somebody who's still earning while studying. Number 2 concern ko is accessibility. Pwede ko bang ma-withdraw yung pera ko in case that I need it? Wala ba siyang lock-in period? And of course, kahit na accessible siya, it also has to be somewhere not too accessible. Accessible but not too accessible. Kasi kapag it's too accessible naman for me, I might just end up withdrawing the fund. Uubusin ko lang siya. Just like in our debit cards or in our savings account. It's very liquid. We can access it anytime. So the tendency is we tend to spend our money. Number 3 concern of mine is it safe? Is it regulated by the government? Am I dealing with legitimate professionals? And number 4, is it convenient? As an active as a part of the workforce who is actively working, busy ako eh. Busy ako with work, busy ako with my studies during that time. So it should not take too much of my time. Hindi dapat ako nagsispend ng madaming oras monitoring the investment itself. I want something that is easy to invest on, easy to understand, easy to withdraw. And of course, malaking factor din that it gives me an auto debit option. And that's when I found out about mutual funds. Since I was a startup worker/student, I have less capital. Maliit lang yung capital na kaya kong i-invest. Because of my less capital, I can only tolerate lesser risk. Less capital, lesser risk. That's my risk profile. I'm borderline conservative moderate. And so, sabi ko sa sarili ko, while I was researching about it, if I'm gonna invest directly on stocks on my own, what if that stock flops? I won't be able to limit my losses kasi hindi ako nakapag-diversify because I was investing on a single stock. And we all know that there's one thing we call as board lot in terms of stocks na hindi ka naman makakabili ng isang stock na maliit lang yung capital mo. You also have to shell out. Sabi nga ni Sir JC, he started with about 25,000 initial capital. Eh ako, what if yung kaya ko lang i-invest is 1,000 pesos? Will I be able to invest? And that's the experience that mutual funds give us. I'm very thankful for platforms like SunLife Asset Management, which have their platforms readily available for Filipinos at a very, very low capital. Kasi if I do it on my own, if I do the research on my own, kung ako lang yung magka-capitalize, hindi ako makakapag-start. I will be overwhelmed. Masa-stuck ako sa idea na hindi ko kayang mag-invest because I need big capital. And mutual funds will give you the option to start small. Hindi na siya overwhelming because with only 1,000 pesos, you can already own partial partial ownership of major stocks, major fixed income bonds, money market, kung ano yung whatever mutual fund fits your risk profile. Sabi nga nila, don't put your eggs in one basket. And with mutual fund, we are able to pick a group of investments within an asset category wherein we can limit our losses and we can reduce fluctuation, and also we can leverage on the professional expertise ng mga fund managers, in this case Investa. And of course, it involves pooling of our funds. So lesser yung risk natin because we share the risk as a group of people who are investing through our mutual fund. And you know what I like also, Renzo, is that super empowering nung nakikita mo yung pera mo na nag-grow right before your fingertips. That's one of the things that I like about Investagrams. Kasi even if it's just virtual trade, nakikita ko na tama yung decisions ko, tama yung mga investment decisions. Kung mali man, nakikita ko agad and I can take action right away because I can immediately how the fund is performing. Because the application is available on my phone, on website, pero more importantly, available siya sa cellphone ko. So that's one big factor. And mutual funds give us that convenience. And another thing is that mutual fund is also very transparent. Available siya online. If you want to download the fund portfolio, you can immediately see that. If you want to see how much your fund is right now, you can immediately see it. And if you want to withdraw or surrender or sell your fund, you can do it also through the mobile app. And that is very empowering for me. And of course, diversification. Who doesn't want diversification? We get to choose the type of fund that we have, and I very much appreciate that nasabi ni Sir JC, inside the Investagrams app, you get to assess your own risk profile. Makikita mo kung which fund is suitable for you. And I'm very happy na meron kayong ganong feature inside the application. And sabi ko nga kanina, one of my main concerns is it safe? Mutual funds are regulated by the Securities and Exchange Commission, so they need to be transparent. And in my, how long has it been? I've been investing for about 10 years on mutual funds. And so far, I've been loving it because the fund managers have made it easy for me to access the fund portfolio. Yung app has been very user-friendly. Kahit na beginner ka, magigets mo siya agad. And it's also very liquid. That's one thing that matters to me. Na liquid yung pera ko in terms of mutual funds. Mawi-withdraw ko siya if I want to withdraw. If I don't want, I can buy and hold. So that's one of the things. And of course, the convenience. Convenience talaga eh. It all boils down to convenience because I can purchase it directly from a broker, from I can also do bills payment. I can also do bills payment so that I can do automatic debit na no-brainer na, hindi ko na iisipin na every month kailangan ko pang mag-allocate for my investments. I can also do auto debit, and I very much appreciate that. So to recap, ano ba yung gusto ko sa mutual funds? Number 1, transparency. Number 2, low starting capital. Number 3, I get to diversify my money. Number 4, I get to leverage on the expertise of our professional fund managers. And number 5, of course, yung concern nating lahat is that this is a safe and legitimate investment. So yes, Renzo, thank you for having me today.
Alright. Okay, so Miss Invest, no? Sobrang grabe. Thank you for the tips. Maraming salamat, and I'm sure maraming nakuha yung mga ka-investa natin. And grabe, sobrang thank you for the support, no? Sobrang na-appreciate namin na isa ka sa mga ka-investa namin na talagang matagal lang sumusuporta sa amin at gumagamit ng mga platforms. And of course, kay SunLife, because this wouldn't be possible without our partners, diba? So, yeah, before we move on to the program, maybe I have one question that maybe can help the Filipinos that are watching us right now. So, what is your advice, Miss Invest, for Filipinos that are having a hard time managing their finances? Because of course, investing is really a part of reaching our goals, growing our capital. Pero paano natin i-manage yung finances natin kapag wala tayong savings or hindi ako nakakapag bayad ng utang? So do you have any practical guidance for those kind of people?
One of the most practical suggestions na sinasabi ko, most especially on TikTok, is that don't be intimidated by other people na malalaki yung capital. Be confident in starting small. Pay yourself first. Kahit na piso lang yan. If you want to start saving, save at least piso a day. I mean, what's piso a day? It's a no-brainer, piso a day. But what's important is you build that habit of saving, that you're doing it consistently in a regular manner. No matter how little that savings is, what matters is you're practicing it. And you're doing it and you're making it a part of your daily routine na ginagawa mo siya lagi. Because as time goes by, that little savings, because it's already ingrained sa habit mo, by default, mag-i-increase at mag-i-increase yan because you already have it in you.
All right. Maraming salamat for that, no. So, again, Miss Invest on TikTok, no. Guys, i-follow nyo siya if gusto nyo matuto anything regarding personal finance, investing. So, yan. Once again, thank you so much for being here, for your time. And yeah, we'll see you in another collaboration, hopefully. Yeah.
Sure.
There you go. So, that's it. So, guys, no? Later on, meron pa tayong question and answer with our partner, SunLife, along with Sir JC. And maybe we can move on to the next part of our program because this one is really what we are here for. No? Because we want to introduce our very, very special partner. And without them, this wouldn't be possible. So I'd like to call on Sir Gerald Bautista. He is the president of SLAMC or SunLife Asset Management Company Incorporated, along with Miss Angeline Cruz, who is the SLAMC Banks and Alternative Distribution Channel Manager. So I'd like to call them on in the stream first so that we can have a quick conversation because there you go. So, hello Sir GB and Miss Angel. Welcome po sa stream.
Good afternoon, Renzo. Yeah.
Hello. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon. So, before we move on with your presentation, I just like to thank you in behalf of Investa. No? All of this happened because of you and thank you so much for trusting us because grabe, di ba, SunLife naging partner ni Investa. It's a big opportunity and sobrang honored kami na meron tayong trust between the two parties. So, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your time and for being partners with Investa. Thank you. All right. So I think we can move on.
It's our pleasure also to partner with Investa.
All right. Thank you so much for the kind words. So I think I can give on the floor to Miss Angel and to Sir Gerald so that they can present ano nga ba meron dito sa mutual funds, who are the people behind the funds, how do these work, and later on guys we will have a contract signing na live and mamaya may question and answer kayo if interesado kayo paano nga ba mag-invest or ano yung i-expect natin dito sa mga funds. So there you go. I think I'll give the floor to SunLife. All right. So let's go. All right. So later on, guys, wag kayong mahiya because this is your opportunity to ask your questions. If meron kayong mga tanong in your mind, I'll just fix something in the stream here. So maybe we can play a quick video here before we move on with the presentation. So just a quick video. And
If you're anything like me, you love to travel. But travel takes a lot of planning. At madalas, a lot of money. But so does anything worth having in life, diba? So here's a secret that helps me with my life, especially my finances. Mutual funds. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Mutual funds are scary, complicated, but that's what I used to think. But I learned that they're actually pretty simple. I'll show you. A mutual fund pools the money of different people or investors. That's why it's called a mutual fund, which means together. Together, mutual fund investors put their money in different securities depending on the kind of fund. Think of it like traveling with your barkada. You share the highs and lows of the trip, and you share the risks and the potential rewards. You don't figure out your travel plans alone. Sometimes you get a travel agency to help you out. Mutual funds are the same way. They're managed by professional fund managers who make sure your money grows over time. Just like how travel agencies handle messy travel details so you don't have to. All mutual funds have the same thing in common. They're all designed to grow your investment. Most mutual funds are designed for the long haul. That's because the value of mutual funds goes up or down depending on where the funds are invested in. But you'll earn more from your mutual fund investments than leaving it in your bank account. This makes mutual funds great for that trip to Europe you have always wanted to take, or that car you've always wanted to buy, or that house you've been dreaming of. Remember, the earlier you invest, the faster your money will grow. But you have to plan for it, just like traveling. Start investing today. I bet you have a lot more questions, but don't worry, this is just the start of our trip together. Remember, when it comes to growing your money, make it mutual. Invest with SunLife Asset Management.
Okay. Thank you so much for having us. JC, thank you as well for springboarding the whole event. And we're very happy to be here. Just speaking on managed assets, of course, most of the Investa family or members, sanay na kayo mag-invest directly into stocks. And you have the full probably experience of the capital markets. But when it comes to managed assets, that's where the business of SunLife Asset Management will come in. So allow me to, we're using the hashtag make it mutual with Slamsy. So probably segueing to our presentation will make it happen naman. No? So if you get into, can we go to the next slide, please? So if I may, in terms of who we are, the company that we represent, of course, in the Philippines and globally, SunLife is pretty much known as an insurance company. But for a lot of you who don't know, way back more than 21 years ago, in 2000, SunLife Philippines actually created the mutual fund arm, the subsidiary. So we are fully owned by SunLife Financial Philippines, and using the word prosperity in all of our products, that's really the endeavor that we want to take. We want to make sure that most of the Filipinos, if not all Filipinos, hopefully with our help, we make them prosperous through sound advice, wealth solutions, and excellent service. So if I get into the next slide. So allow me to share some of the superlatives, yung mga things that we want to really share to our clients, to our shareholders, even to our partners, the things that we have accomplished so far. And using the word, I guess, economies of scale, meaning the numbers, how powerful numbers are. As mentioned a while ago, mutual funds is pooling the money of different investors. So what does it really mean? Whether you're a 1,000 investor, 100 million investor, or a 10 million investor, or a 100 pesos investor, the fund itself, the product itself, actually pools the money of all of these investors, big or small. That's economies of scale, and that's how the advantages of mutual funds happen. The magic that we can make it, not magic, but with pure expertise, I would say. That's where we can really come in. By pooling all of the money of different investors, the product itself becomes an institutional investor. Now, cumulatively, looking at all the assets that we have, we're doing around 168 billion pesos assets under management. That's the amount of money that SLAMC or SunLife Asset Management Inc. Manages. So despite, I guess, the challenges that we have experienced in 2020 and 2021, the highs and lows of the global markets as well as the local markets, we have been growing. In fact, 60% compared to last year on year. So despite the challenges, this is actually a testimony. This number 60% and the growth of our of our assets under management really is a testimony of a lot of our clients really trusting Sun Life, a lot of our clients getting into the mutual fund program, getting into the mutual fund product management, and that's a testimony of really making sure that managed assets are managed prudently and managed assets are given to people that they trust. And we're very, very lucky that Investa is now part of our distribution network. As you know, we have a lot of financial advisors who can actually sell mutual funds, and then we also have third-party brokers, no, and third-party distribution partners. So Investa is now part of that family, the distribution family, and we're very, very glad that we're all in this together in making sure that financial literacy and making people more prosperous is more abound. No, now in terms of client base, we have 170,000 investors and growing. And with I was just being amazed with the members a while ago that JC has shown 1 million na pala ang Investa, no? So really, if that can really happen, make it into execution, make it into reality, the 1 million investor, imagine how much, I guess, growth that the capital markets can really, the growth of the capital markets, given your participation in that, no, given your investment and putting money in funds. So that is really, really something that we look forward to. Now, obviously, the fund itself, it's multi-awarded. No, we have, in the interest of time, we couldn't show all of the awards that we had for the industry. But getting to the next slide, if we would go into the next slide. So something that we really want to boast about, no? Euro Money, way back in 2018, we were actually awarded as the best asset management company here in the Philippines. This is not paid. We were quite surprised. Allow me to share you some sort of anecdotal story about this. This guy flew all the way from Europe, no, and visited the Philippines and awarded us. No, we were quite shocked. We were quite surprised that on a short notice, he told us that a lot of the partners by voting, a lot of our clients by voting, awarded us as the best asset management company in the Philippines. So we're very, very appreciative of the partners and the clients that has given us this recognition. And of course, a lot of the endeavor comes into play in touching base with retail clients. No, from 5,000 investor, binabaan na po namin yan to 1,000. It's very, very affordable. In fact, money market fund is even 100 pesos. No, so much, much affordable for everyone. Again, that's a testimony of our commitment to reach out to more Filipinos and make them more prosperous. And of course, along with that, marketing activities, campaigns and endeavors, webinars as well. No, that's really our program. Gaya na sinabi ni JC, we'll try to make this as fun as we can. Laymanize, I guess the market out there, no, and making it more friendly to understand. So these things, rest assured, expected from Sun Life that we will continue to provide for our clients and for our future clients who would support and invest our products. So next slide, please. Okay, so as I mentioned a while ago, we are a subsidiary of Sun Life, and for those who don't know, Sun Life has been here in the Philippines for 125 years now. No, so we're really committed. Our services, we're really committed to making sure that we provide clients healthier lives, as well as making them more prosperous. And along with that, 125 years in the Philippines, but we also have other subsidiaries, no, to touch base to our clients, to institutions of various different services and different needs, no. So ganyan talaga yung commitment namin in making sure that we're here to stay. And we're here to actually service everybody that is into the journey of investing and to the journey of meeting their life goals. So next slide, please. So speaking of life goals, no, we've actually come about to making it more, I guess, laymanized, as I mentioned a while ago, and in making sure that in every life stage of a Filipino, we want to be there. Money for life, client for life, no, and partners for life. And pinag-aralan talaga namin on what is suitable for different segments of society. And in response to that, they have specific needs, no? So whether you're in your 20s, 30s, meron kang mga pangangailangan na that needs to be addressed. And of course, by looking at these goals, kailangan pondohan yan. And that's where SunLife will come into play. That's where mutual fund will come into play, no? Hindi naman, we work hard, and as we get older, we become more prosperous, no? We become more successful in our own endeavors. And by being more prosperous, that entails having a lot of money or having someone to actually manage your money. And in essence, that's really where we will come in. No? And that's where Investa will also come into play in making sure that your life journey is addressed, your life journey, the fruits of your labor. It's actually whether capital appreciation is your goal or capital preservation. Yan po i-address ng mga products namin, which Angel later on will make mention about. No? So, just looking at in a nutshell, whether you're just getting started, moving up, starting a family, preparing ahead, making sure that your retirement and taking care of your kids is also taken care of, or at the same time, in your golden years, no, in your retirement years, or I guess preparing for an estate, no. Yan po, lahat po, we will try to address, no? And we're here with you. As I've mentioned, we are partners for life, and we will take care your money for life, no? If you would put it at that, in every life stage that you have. So next slide, please. So just briefly, just to show transparency, of who are these people managing the funds, the products that we have. Of course, I think suki na sa inyo. At if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Mike Enriquez has already been a guest for Investa. No? So cumulatively, all our fund managers are experts, more than a decade, if some, 2 decades of experience. No, we've been here. No, we've been in the ups and downs of the markets, whether it would be local market or global markets. We've seen a couple of times bull runs and bear markets, to some extent, recessions as well. No, so by and large, these are the people who really monitor the funds that we manage. Yung hard-earned na kinita ng pera nyo, nakatutok lang po sila doon. Yung mini-mention kanina ni JC, allow it to the experts to monitor the funds, to monitor the markets. These guys, to some extent, even while we're sleeping, some of these guys are actually watching Bloomberg, reading articles, watching Bloomberg and looking at Bloomberg analysis, no, in making sure that they anticipate, opportunities in the market as well as dips in the market, no, or opportunities to mitigate corrections, no. So all of these fund managers, they're very dedicated, great experience. We didn't make mention na yung mga CFA titles nila dahil mahabang-mahaba na yung mga other credentials. But they're multi-awarded fund managers. We have quantitative and qualitative experts, no, in managing your funds. So next slide, please. So what is really the investment philosophy? Of course, I mentioned a while ago, quantitative and qualitative. We do also fundamental and technical analysis. Alam nyo po, the good thing about investing in mutual funds, yung fundamental part, of course, the technical part, yan talaga yung nakikita nating dead managers. Nakatutok lang sila sa charts. Similarly, probably you guys are also technical analysts, or who likes studying charts. But these guys are also, in their own right, very expert. And the fundamental part is that, I mentioned kanina, di ba, economies of scale. So ito, may tatanong ko sa inyo. Kung meron kayong 1,000 pesos, tapos gusto nyo po, I guess, makakuha ng schedule sa, sample lang CIO ng SMIC, masasagot nyo, magagawa nyo po ba yun? Meron ako 1,000 pesos, gusto ko mag-set ng appointment sa CIO ng SM dahil gusto ko mag one-on-one sa kanya para makita yung financials, future earnings, programs, and income statement, P&L of SM. Of course, you can do that on your own by looking at, of course, the the data that they have publicly, no? But part of the fundamental part is really having that economies. I mentioned a while ago, we have more than 160 billion assets under management. So, sumasabay ka dun sa pera ng fund, no? So, let's say, for example, a fund is 10 billion in assets under management. So, our fund managers represent you, but they don't represent your 1,000 pesos. They represent the 10 billion assets under management. So, when they talk to the CIOs of big corporations, yung po ang kanyang kung ba parang firepower, no? Look, I have 10 billion pesos. I think I want to invest 1 billion. Now, why would I be investing in your stock? So, this is actually some of the things that you can rely on when you put your money in mutual funds, no? The economies of scale, the fundamental approaches of our fund managers when it comes to due diligence of the right securities, the right investment outlets that they would want to invest in. Really, that's something that a common Filipino will have access when they put money in funds, no? That's some of the things that I can make mention with the limited time that we have. Of course, we look at risk-adjusted returns. Our asset allocation as well is both global and local, meaning onshore, offshore. We have products suited for different investors on that. We have active fund management, and we also have passive fund management. When I say passive, index lang siya, no? Nakatutok lang siya sa index, mirroring the index. But we also have active fund management trying to beat the index as well. So all of these things are actually multifaceted, and that is really the philosophy that we have. That is the design that we have in making sure that we give our clients the prosperity that they're looking for. So next slide, please. And I think the next slide is for the products, and I'll turn over the floor to Angel. Thank you so much.
Okay, so thank you, GB, for introducing who SLAMC is, no? And good afternoon to everyone. And please allow me to share with you the different SunLife Prosperity Funds. Okay, next slide. So, as GB mentioned a while ago, SunLife Asset Management, or SLAMC, has about 16 mutual funds, no? 11 of which are peso denominated, and 5 of them are dollar denominated. If you will look at the names of our funds, you will see there a common name, no? The Prosperity. And that is because we collectively call our funds the Prosperity Funds. So if you happen to hear the word prosperity in the mutual fund discussion, highly likely no, na that is a SLAMC fund. Okay, next slide. So as we say that we want to be there no, in every life stage, we also make sure that we have a product for each risk appetite and for every time horizon. And this is the reason why we also encourage you to take or to assess no, your risk profile, know your time horizon before you invest your hard-earned money. Because we want you to know no, what is the perfect fund for you. So if you happen to be conservative, we have the Peso Starter Fund. We also have the fixed income funds. And if you happen naman to be an aggressive investor, we have the equity-laced funds for you, such as the equity fund, wave, and stock index. Or if you are in the middle with moderate risk appetite or a 5-year time horizon, we also have a balanced fund for you. Okay, next slide. But for the Investa app, 7 of the prosperity funds will be available in the platform during its public launch. No? And these 7 funds are the Peso Starter Fund, the GS Fund or the Government Securities Fund, the Bond Fund, Balanced Fund, Philippine Stock Index Fund, Philippine Equity Fund, and World Equity Index Feeder Fund. So let's go through each of the fund briefly. No? So, in the interest of time, we will not be able to discuss all the details, but I will try to describe each of the fund to you guys no? Briefly. Okay, next slide, please. So, okay, if you happen to be a conservative to moderate risk profile, you might want to consider our Peso Starter Fund. This is our most conservative fund. It is actually classified as money market fund, and because of its conservative nature, no, it serves as a very good alternative to time deposit or to your regular bank account or bank deposits, no. And it can also be a perfect product for your emergency needs. We also see our clients, so our stock trading clients, put their cash position in the Peso Starter Fund for parking facility. So while they're waiting for a good entry point in a certain security or in market in general, they park their money in this fund, no, because of its risk, its conservative nature nga, no. And what we want to highlight on this fund is the assets under management, with its size of more than 117 billion. Ito yung sinasabi ni GB na meron na economies of scale. Because of this size, the fund can actually haggle, no, for preferential rates in different banks and institutions. And whether you are a 100 peso client or a 1 million client, you get to enjoy the same rate of this fund. So as I've mentioned, the minimum initial investment for this fund is just 100 pesos. So this is very perfect for those who want to start investing and with very limited budget pa lang, no. For just 100 pesos, you can start investing through the Peso Starter Fund. Now, if you have a more moderate risk profile, we also have the GS and bond fund for you. So these funds invest in fixed income securities issued by the Philippine government and different corporations. So if you think that your portfolio needs a bit of diversification to a more conservative instrument, the GS fund or the bond fund may be perfect for your portfolio. And the minimum initial investment for these funds is 1,000 pesos. Okay, next slide, please. So if your risk profile naman is balanced to aggressive, we have a balanced fund, no, for you guys. This fund invests in both the equities and fixed income, so it can actually also complement your portfolio by having a conservative exposure, no, on fixed income. And the minimum initial investment for this fund is also at 1,000. Now, we're going to the equity-laced products. And I know naman that you guys are very good traders, no? And thank you to the tools of Investagrams. But we still believe that the equity-laced funds may still complement your portfolio. Especially, sabi nga ni JC kanina, no, not all the Filipinos can dedicate 100% of their time watching the stock market. So for those guys na really cannot watch the stock market very closely, or for those na hindi rin kayang mag-invest in different board lots, these funds, no, the equity-laced funds of SunLife Asset Management can be perfect for you guys, no. So we have the Philippine Stock Index Fund, which is a passively managed fund. It basically mirrors the position or the performance of the PSEI. And we also have the equity fund, which is an actively managed fund, no. So ito naman merong mga active calls from our fund managers. And this is also perfect if you want to leverage on the professional fund management skills of our team, no. So for these funds, the minimum investment is also at 1,000 pesos. Okay, next. And our newest fund in the market is the World Equity Index Feeder Fund, no. So this fund naman invests in different companies across the world, no. So if you can see here in the slide, by investing in the World Equity Index Feeder Fund, you will already gain access to global names such as Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, and Google. And what's nice about this fund is you can invest in these names using your peso. No, so your Philippine peso. Hindi po kailangan na meron kang dollars. You don't have to be dollar earners. You don't have to be abroad to be invested in these names. This fund, the World Equity Index Feeder Funds, allows you to access global companies no, across the world for just 50,000 pesos. Okay? Next slide. Oh, and the last thing that we want to share with you guys is the advantage of our funds is that wala po tayong lock-in period. So most of our funds, no, except for the Peso Starter Fund, which has 7 days holding period, and the World Equity Index Feeder Fund, which has a 30-day holding period, all the rest of the funds that I've mentioned, wala pong lock-in period, no? So if you want to invest today and probably you would need the money tomorrow or the next day, kayang-kaya po natin no, na mag-redeem agad doon sa fund and we stand ready to fund your redemption. So we do not have any holding period for GS fund, for bond fund, for balanced fund, for equity fund, and for the index fund. Again, the two funds lang po na meron tayong holding period would be the Peso Starter Fund with 7 days holding period and the World Equity Index Feeder Fund with 30-day holding period. So okay, so I think that is my last slide. Thank you no, for having us this afternoon and we wish you well in your investment journey.
All right. Okay, so let me just fix everything else. So thank you so much, no, SunLife team, Miss Sir GB, Miss Angel. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I found it very helpful, especially for those who are still unsure, no, what kind of risks they want to take or what kind of fund should I be in. So guys, I hope you guys have questions prepared for the SunLife team. But before that, no, later on, mamaya, meron din tayong contract signing with them. So we can move on with the question and answer para medyo fresh pa sa ating mga baka may mga notes na sinulat yung mga ka-investa natin. So thank you so much, SunLife. And then I'd like to call on two people from the Investa team. No? So let's call on back Sir JC Bisnar, our Investa CEO. And of course, I would like to also invite Mr. Erwin Angeles. He is the Senior Operations and Partnerships Manager ng Investa. And later on, he will be helping us and guiding us no, with regards to the questions that you guys might have. All right, so let's just wait for Sir JC. But I think I can start with a question. No, what is the future for mutual funds and how will this partnership help make that future come true? Syempre, di ba, we are all partners in this and sobrang exciting ng ng mga next steps natin. So I'd like to ask that simple question muna. So maybe we can start with Sir Erwin, baka meron kayong insights, no? What is the future of this partnership?
Yeah, we have been working with SunLife for the past 2 years. Alam ni Angel and ni Boss Gerald yan, no? This has not been an easy journey for us, no? And this will just be the start. Kasi if you notice, no, wala naman talagang mutual fund distributors that really reaches out to the masses, to the suburbs, the farmers, the fishermen. So I think that is where this partnership is headed, no? Really, we will promote what BSP has been promoting, that is financial inclusion for the people who have no access to the banking systems. We will provide them with legitimate financial instruments, no, such as mutual funds, no. So I think malaki pa yung magiging growth ng mutual funds, especially with the partnership with SunLife.
Thank you so much. So maybe we can have.
If I may add as
Gerald.
well, no, of course, we really welcome the partnership that we have with Investa. And with the amount of membership that you have, very seldom do we really see a warm lead na yan, ano? People who are educated but really raring to go to put their money, hard-earned money, into legitimate financial instruments. And I guess really the next step is actually education, which you guys have been on the forefront, no, of financial literacy. Of course, putting money in stocks doesn't mean these are guaranteed returns. No, definitely not. No, and similarly, the funds that we have, these are funds that would have. We cannot guarantee kasi to some extent, if we guarantee you will get 5%, pero the stock market goes up 20%, diba? So, just to be fair with that, whatever the fund is invested in, that's the amount of money that you will get, no? Whichever returns, cumulative returns that you get out of it. So, I think the next step really is education, education to our investors, education to our public, and providing it to the right, influencers, providing it to the right platforms such as Investa, and making it out there, no, kung pa parang spreading the word. And we're really happy that Investa is really in front of, in the trenches as well as in the front line in making this happen. So to the team of Investa and JC and Erwin, maraming salamat sa inyo of allowing us to have this opportunity to educate more Filipinos.
Thank you for that. So baka may ma-add pa si Sir JC.
Thank you, Gerald and Angel. It's an honor actually to partner with SunLife, one of the biggest and best mutual fund companies. So thank you for partnering with us na startup lang. It's really a big milestone for us. And of course, we'll do our best to make it fruitful for our partnership and to the investing community. So speaking of future of mutual funds and investments, ang nakikita ko, aside from education, one is to make products more accessible. So may mga certain regulations, parameters, limitations na parang it can still be improved. So the way you create these investment products is always a back and forth between the product people, the fund managers, and then the regulator. So teamwork yan. Maganda sana maka-imagine tayo sa future na maging accessible pa para sa mga Pilipino yung iba-ibang assets, lalo na ang bilis na ng teknolohiya ngayon. So yung nakikita natin ngayon, yung ginawa ng SunLife na meron ng global access, di ba? Yung paano dati we never had the chance to invest in Amazon, Google, etc., Microsoft, pero with their product meron ng avenue. But then in the future, ang dami pang opportunities, and ang maganda na kapag dumadaan nito sa isang professional institution gaya ni SunLife, na-filter and na-design well kung paano yung approach dun sa mga usually complicated or malalayong investments, yun sana yung mas maidala pa natin para sa Pilipino. Yun yung nakikita ko sa future.
Alright. Thank you so much for that, Boss GC. So, I guess we can move on with the questions from the audience so that we can also address yung mga tanong nila and para mas clear and ma-educate natin sila. So, I think we have a question here from, let me just check, from Jonalyn Caranto. So, ang question niya is, may possibility po ba na malugi din sa mutual funds? So I give the floor to anyone who can answer this.
Yeah. I'll take a stab on that. No? Especially kanina mentioned ko nga, SEC doesn't, Securities Exchange Commission, doesn't allow us to actually guarantee, funds, the returns of the funds. As I mentioned a while ago, wherever that fund is invested at, that's your exposure. That's your opportunity exposure. That's also your risk exposure, no? So, let's say, for example, an index fund. And alam naman natin, the Philippine Stock Index is the PSE, no? PSEI. So, ang PSEI, hindi naman po lagi green yan. May pula din yan, di ba? So, may ups and downs. So, similarly, if you invest in the SunLife Prosperity Index Fund, ganun din. The performance, it will just mimic the performance of the stock market. So, short answer to a various degree of different answers. It's not guaranteed. No, it can go up, it can go down, depending of which fund you invest in, and the exposures that we have. Of course, gaya nung mention kanina ni JC, you have that suitability assessment profiling in the app, which can actually give you guidance. No? So if you feel that you don't want to have that volatility, na akit baba ang performance ng pera mo, meron tayong mga funds na ganyan, such as yung money market, yung peso starter fund. No? It's a money market fund. We call it the peso starter fund. Bakit siya starter fund? Kasi kung hindi ka pa ready doon sa ups and downs ng merkado, yan yung una mo, yan yung baby steps into manage assets or mutual funds. Yan yung pangsimula mo para lang para matutunan ka kung matutunan mo kung paano na ma-manage yung assets o yung fund. So, we have that peso starter fund. Pag tiningnan niyo po yung presyo ng peso starter fund, hindi po siya akit baba. Ang goal niya lang is to beat the benchmark. And the benchmark is your savings account. At ang savings account, if you would know, kumikita lang yan on an average na 0.5%. No? Your money in the bank. So that's the goal of the peso starter fund. It will try to beat your money in the bank by providing you good returns. If I'm not mistaken, I think the year-on-year of the peso starter fund is around 1.5% yung annual return niya, no? So, pag feeling mo, yan ang testing mo, no? Pag invest sa mutual funds, tapos nabibitin ka dun sa returns, then you have to reassess your risk profile. Gagamitin natin yung app, and then you will actually have to have a full disclosure that you're willing to take risk so that you want higher return. Higher risk, higher return. Di ba? And of course, along with that, meron ding opportunities to go down in value. Pero kami sa mundo ng investments, or tayo sa mundo ng investments, pag may pula, ano ba ibig sabihin nun? Sale. So pag sale, discount. At pag discount, bibili, di ba? So gaya nga ng alam natin, buy when it's low, sell when it's high. So opportunities when it's a red, when it's down, when it's correcting, when it's going down in value, that's opportunity for you to buy more so that you get to accumulate more shares.
All right. Thank you so much for that, sir. So, I think we have a couple of questions here regarding management fees, no? So, I'd just like to show this para ma-address din yung majority question. So, what is your typical management fee?
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Thank you.
I can answer that, and then Angel probably can add on to it, no? So, our management fee, it varies, no, per fund. You see, for example, for the equity-based funds or yung funds na nag-i-invest sa stock market, no, yung management fee niyan as low as 2%. Pero pag pumunta ka sa money market fund or yung binention ko kaninang peso starter fund, mas maliit pa yun, no? Kasi wala siya masyadong kumbaga expenses involved, no? Pero when it comes to the buying and selling of stocks, may mga trading positions na syempre magbabayad tayo ng expense on that. Tinataasan po natin yung management fees. Pero the nice thing about management fees, you don't have to monitor it per trade, di ba? Nakatak-in na po yan sa presyo ng fund. No? So siguro kayo kung bibili kayo ng stocks, naghahanap pa kayo ng right broker will give you the best fees, no? When it comes to mutual funds, no, the fees are already tucked in dun sa price. No? And the beauty about, again, yung sinasabi nating economies of scale, yung kumbaga in layman, nakikisabay ka sa malaking pera ng fund, no? Hindi ka lang 1,000 investor, billion investor ka, kumbaga sumasabay ka sa billions of assets ng fund. Ang kagandahan ng mutual fund, nakakakuha siya ng institutional pricing, institutional fee. So hindi siya retail fee na babayaran, institutional pricing ang nakukuha niya, no? So tuck in na 'yon sa fund, no? So, Angel, if you can share additional inputs, feel free to do so.
Yeah. Sige, at dun sa mga funds na na-mention ko a while ago, si Peso Starter Fund has the lowest management fee, no, of 0.25%. And then most of the funds that I've discussed, si GS, Bond Fund, and Index Fund and Wave, they all have 1% management fee. Balance Fund has 1.5 management fee, and si Equity Fund, dahil nga sabi ni GB no, na meron tayong active calls doon sa ating Equity Fund, that has 2% management fee. But again, just to reiterate what GB mentioned, you don't have to worry about these fees anymore. Imputed na po to dun sa NAV na nako-compute daily. So the client doesn't have to pay for it outside the NAV computation. Imputed na po 'yan doon sa presyo ng fund na nako-compute araw-araw. And also, if I may also add din, no, despite of all these fees, yung gains po natin sa mutual funds, hindi na rin siya natataksan, no? Wala na ring additional fee na charge doon sa mga gains na nakukuha natin out of our mutual fund investments. So that's also one advantage for our clients, no?
All right. Thank you for answering that question. No? So maybe we can move on with this one. So I just like to look for it. And then this has been asked a couple of times. So what is your edge sa G-Invest ng GCash? So pertaining, I guess, to Investa app. The Investa app, diba? So I guess, Sir JC, would you like to answer this?
Yeah, so nice question. Una sa lahat, if you look at Investagrams and the other apps that we've built, we built it by heart. Kasi yung mga tao sa Investagrams, naranasan namin paano magsimula sa zero. Bilang trader or investor, mga bata pa lang kami. Kita mo yung, ito si Renzo, bata pa lang. Ako, nagsimula rin ako, bata. Ngayon, medyo hindi na. So, naranasan namin yung point 0 to level 5, level 10, each step of the way. And we put that experience into developing the Investa app. So, ano yung mga tangible features na lumalabas dito? First is, we put more comprehensive analytics doon sa mutual fund platform. Kumbaga, hindi lang siya nakalagay na, okay, may 5 box ng funds, tapos wala ka ng comparables. Paano mo ba makikita which has the higher risk, which has the best return? So doon pa lang, analytics is a big game changer. We want, as investors ourselves, we want to give the best information to you. So merong transparent comparables doon. Our system will analyze it also for you, will rank it for you. Makikita mo rin doon ano yung mga suggested para sa'yo. So we want to help you on the decision making. It's not just a simple buy and sell app. Pangalawa, ito, wala silang SunLife. That's for now, di ba? So yun, ito, partners natin si SunLife. So it's an honor for us. So the way we approach the market, we really want to bring the best fund managers, the best investments into the Investa app experience. So nandun siya. And pangatlo, siguro the way we design the app, may ano siya, we make sure that we take a more interesting approach on how to do things. So this cannot be described by my words. So as the app gets open for the public, so next few weeks mag-open na kami ng mga selected users. So makikita nyo yung mga feedback, reviews, and you're gonna see for yourself. So yun. So a more fun experience, better analytics to help you on your decision, and then more fund options. Yeah.
All right. Maraming salamat, Boss GC. So I think we have time for maybe 2 more questions. No, thank you guys for participating and thank you for your questions. No, siguro this one is a quick one. Available po ba yung app outside PH and pwede po ba mag-invest ang OFWs? All right.
So okay, so I'll take the first stab na din here, Renzo. No? So since we are partnering with Investa, and the KYC is actually done by Investa. Yung to answer the question, it will be best no for Investa to answer this question kasi we will rely no on how Investa will assess the clients if they will allow the OFWs or clients outside the Philippines to transact even if they are not here in the Philippines, no? So since we rely on this partnership, kung papayagan ni Investa ang OFWs, then we will welcome them as well.
All right. So
I
siguro
think
Sir JC.
Sir Erwin can shed light on us on
Okay,
this
Sir Erwin.
for us on this matter. Yeah.
Our online KYC and onboarding system is, of course, based on the guidelines set by the SEC and by the AMLA. So, you can invest in mutual funds. So just apply. We will go through the right process, and we will approve or disapprove your application based on the metrics set by the SEC and by the AMLA.
All right. Thank you for that, no? So guys, the link is in the description if you wanna be part of this revolution, no? Check that out na lang. Sige, let's check at the questions once more. So I think kanina meron tayong question about the returns per annum. So I remember Miss Angel, baka meron kang gustong i-share about this?
Okay. Yes, so I think we have a spare slide, no, showing the returns of the funds.
All right.
Maybe you can pull it out. Okay, so there. So as of now, this is as of October 29. The GS and bond fund are both in negative returns, so year to date. GS with negative 1.29, bond fund with negative 0.44%. So if we recall kasi early part of this year, no, or even the past few months, yung inflation natin is on the high ends of the BSP target, no, and that the high inflation actually poses some expectation that there will be a rate hike soon or probably in the coming year, no? And that actually affects the returns of our bond fund. So that explains the negative return of the bond funds. But if you look at the different or the other funds that we have, most naman are on green. No?
Yeah, just to add on what I mentioned a while ago, no, especially for the, of course, Angel just answered for the bond fund as well as for the GS, and with respond to the interest rate hikes, no. So what we're doing is that, you know, we don't look at what's happening right now, but we're also looking at how the funds will react long term wise, no, or mid term wise. So these are you know, usually in 3 to 6 months we recalibrate our portfolio. Actually, on a daily basis, we actively manage our portfolio. But when you see some reds like that, these are basically tactical calls by the fund managers. No, meaning right now I'll probably get into the strategy. It would probably just be in a red. But looking at kanina nung pinakita nga natin, after the 2 years and beyond, it's also already green. No? So these are things that we're trying to anticipate. Momentarily, it might provide you some sort of dip in your NAVPS or in the price. But definitely, those calls are meant for prudent fund management. And that's the reason why when we look at opportunities, whether it will be in the fixed income market, yung sa mga bonds or sa stock market, no, these are some of the things that we really do, no, on the technical side as well as the other funds and all of the funds as well, no. So these are the things that we really kumba parang part of the ingredients in managing the funds, in making sure that over the long term, kasi a lot of clients when they look at our day-to-day trading, by and large, most of the clients that we have when it comes to investing in the funds are really meant there for the long haul, no, money that you don't want to touch. But of course, if you feel like you want to profit take, then please do so, no. But the funds itself is like, put it this way, no, it's like navigating in choppy waters with a big ship. So pag nakasakay ka sa malaking barko, hindi mo mararamdaman yung alon. Pero pag ikaw namamangka sa dagat, ikaw lang mag-isa, mararamdaman mo yung choppy waters, no? Gaya nga nung minention ko kanina, the pooling of assets is like a big ship in choppy waters. So you get to from point A to point B, you get to go to your destination, di ba? With the people on board, the captain, us being the captain, and all of the navigation that we see in the markets, that's what we do. But if you're the adventurous type, pwede ka mag-solo. And I think most of the Investa people are actually knowledgeable doing solo as well, no? But of course, di ba, nandun yung adventure. So, in both regards, no? Whether you're doing it on your own or in managed assets, no? We're in an environment of what of I wouldn't say always choppy waters. There are also calm waters din naman, but that's where we are. That's where we are here for, no? The team, the expertise, everything is done in a prudent manner, no? There are reasons for these things to be at a certain price level, and definitely from point A to point B in depending on your different time horizons, no? We'll make sure that we provide you the right sound advice, the education that we can provide to you, but at the same time reflecting it into how the funds are giving you the yields or returns that you look forward to.
All right. Thank you so much, Sir GB, for that very comprehensive answer. No, so thank you guys. No, that is the last question. Maybe I'll just highlight this one. This is not really a question, but just to make it clear, no. So my comment si Paulo, sana walang subscription fee ang app. So Sir JC, baka may masasabi ka about this?
Yeah. So this app, hindi siya subscription based. You can buy and sell. You can purchase mutual funds based kung ano yung industry lows, kung ano yung mga minimum costs ng regulators and ng mga partners, yun na yun. So kung ano yung cheapest option, nandyan siya, nakapresent siya. So di siya subscription fee.
Ayun. So that's it for the questions. No, guys, I'm sure marami pa kayong tanong. Make sure to follow Investa and of course follow SunLife if marami pa kayong questions in mind. Our CS team is very helpful when it comes to concerns like this. So maraming salamat for all your participation and thank you so much SunLife, Sir JC, Sir Erwin for enlightening our audience today. Maraming salamat for your time. And then that was great. I think we can move on to the next part of our program, which is finally, di ba, ito na yung inaabangan natin because ito ang main part ng event, yung contract signing. So, thank you SunLife again, no? Thank you for being partners with us and it's really an honor to have you with this new revolution sa ating financial landscape sa Pilipinas. Thank you. All right. So, I think we can open or get the contracts just to show the audience, no? Of course, unfortunately, pandemic ngayon, so virtual yung ating contract signing today. So, di ba, kahit na virtual, yun, nakikita natin na nandito and kino-commemorate natin ang very special event na ito. Yon. So, I guess let's take a picture if everything is signed. Is everything signed na, guys? All right, sige. All right, so let's just wait for everyone else to sign the papers.
Yeah, we're good.
Alright. So thank you mga ka-Investa for being part with us in this very special event. No? So let's just take a picture. No? Okay, so picture taking tayo. And feel free to chime in guys if you want to take a picture of this special event. So 3, 2, 1. Alright. Okay. All right, so that's it for our contract signing. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you again, Miss Angel, Sir GB. No, thank you for representing SunLife in this special event. I hope everyone else here enjoyed. No, I hope na excited kayo sa ating new app and with our partnership with SunLife, maka-invest na tayo kung ano man yung career nyo sa buhay. So thank you, everyone. And that's it. I think we can end the stream. Maybe we can end with a few words muna from SunLife and from Investa. So, do you have any final words, Miss Angel and Sir Gerald?
Okay. Yeah, so we're very excited for this endeavor. It reaches more Filipinos. At the end of the day, the goal of everybody is to share wealth, no? The wealth of knowledge that we have, the wealth of expertise that we have in Sun Life. But at the same time, gaya nga nung minention ko kanina kay Erwin, no? For me, personally, this is like stakeholder. I call it stakeholder capitalism, no? We want to make sure that as we grow in terms of as a business, Investa grows as well, SunLife grows as well. But at the end of the day, the real winner here is actually the clients, no? The clients who's willing to manage their the clients who are willing for wealth and to expand their wealth and to be more prosperous and to be more, I guess, disciplined, no, in making sure that their hard-earned money is given to the right institution, and with the right goals that they have in mind, we will be the partner in that journey. So maraming salamat, Investa as a partner, and to our future clients, no, in Investa. We are looking forward for your participation in this momentous event, no, in this product service launch, I would say. So thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts. Angel, pass it on
Yes,
to you.
yeah, I just also want to thank Investa, no, for having us as your partner in promoting investing to the Filipinos. So I think all of us in this room naman has a common goal, no, to empower or encourage every Filipino to have an investment, no. May it na, hindi nga sabi nga ni JC, it doesn't matter kung gaano kalaki yung capital natin, no, but what is more important is we start investing, no, and we're happy to partner with Investa in this goal, and rest assured that we will also be here as a partner of Investa, no, in giving you products and services that will suit best your clients and our clients as well. And siguro echo ko lang din yung sinabi ni JC kanina na this is just the beginning. I hope to be able to meet the Investa community more often. Siguro starting with this partnership, sana we can also have literacy campaigns or events with you guys, to also promote the services of SunLife Asset Management. So thank you guys. Thank you so much.
All right.
All right. Thank you, Sir GB and Angel. Thank you so much. It's really an honor for us to partner with one of the top mutual fund companies. So really, the key here, guys, as you can see, Sun Life and us, we're very excited to collaborate. Yun talaga yung susi dito, collaboration. When you look at the financial markets, it's always a mix of the big companies and startups, the tech companies, paano mag-work together with the same mission. Kasi pag tinignan mo, laging may parallel yan eh. And if these companies like us and Sun Life, yung ginagawa natin ngayon, we're working together, dun na po propel talaga. For the past 50 years, we've just reached 1 million investors in the stock market because there wasn't too much collaboration going around. This is the start of that. If more collaborations like these happen, mapapalalim natin yung reach natin sa mga Pilipino. And we know that we have to work for this because Filipinos deserve that. Trader yung Investagrams nagsimula. Pero we always put every Filipino in mind. Kaya binuo itong mutual fund platform. Alam namin na for people na wala masyadong oras, busy sa pangarap nila, ito na yun. You can invest on the site with the best professionals and best partner mutual funds. So, yeah, I leave it to Sir Erwin for some last words.
Yeah, first of all, thank you, Sun Life, for trusting us. When we approached you, we had 200,000 subscribers, and we're not even a bank-affiliated entity. Wala kaming financial backing, wala lahat, no? We're not a broker. We're nothing, actually. But you bank on our mission, which is to empower 10 million Filipino people. So, yun yung trust na binigay nyo sa amin, we will really use that. And yung sinasabi ni Angel na hopefully we can collaborate with financial literacy campaigns, we will do that. because we cannot empower 10 million Filipinos by taking here in the city alone, di ba? We need to go out there and promote financial literacy. So definitely we will have that. And this is very exciting moment for Investagrams. And thank you so much for trusting us, no, with partnering with us, no, to distribute your funds.
All right. So I think that's the perfect way to end this session. So thank you everyone, and thank you sa mga ka-investa na kasama natin ngayon. No, of course, tune in sa Investa and of course SunLife, and tune into the next webinar series kasi to. So may mga next partners din tayo na makakasama, and mas makikilala nyo rin yung mga funds na ito. So sana makasama namin kayo in the next one. So that's it. I think we can end the stream. So maraming salamat and see you mga ka-investa.